All right, we're getting to the good stuff. So this is day 20, embracing change. Embracing change means that things are happening. Things are happening. We got a motivational quote today from John F. Kennedy, and that is change is the law of life, and those who look only to the past and present are certain to miss the future. Change is the law of life. So as we embarked, was it now 19 days ago on this journey, 31 days to new beginning, I think we wanted to see some change, yes? And hopefully you have been seeing some good change in your life and confidence enough to know that these practices work and that if I continue to employ this type of methodology, that I can continue to have the type of life, experience the life that I want. So again, 31 days to a new beginning. Today we are embracing change. And we are going to delve into this relatively deep changes, an inevitable part of life. It often comes with fear and resistance for a lot of people. So in this module, we're going to explore the fear of change, understand its roots, and learn how to overcome it. I want you to see change as solution, being solution oriented, not problem oriented. A lot of times, in our lives, in order for us to get to where we want to be, things have to be shaken up. It has to be different, and that's change. So we're all going to talk about inspiring stories of individuals who embrace change and the achievements that they were able to accomplish. So let's talk about identifying your fear of change. Take a moment right now and reflect on specific areas in your life where you might be resistant to change. It could be in your career, it could be in your relationship, it could be in personal growth. Perhaps you are embedded in an idea, an ideology about maybe it's political, maybe it's career, maybe it's educational, academic, and you just think this way because you've always thought this way. Would you be open to change? Going to a different church, going to a different school, joining a different political party? Are you open to that? How does it feel when you even think about doing those things? Does it feel fearful? Does it feel like unwanted? Let's explore the root of that fear. As you dig deeper to understanding why the fear of change in these areas, is it the fear of the unknown, the fear of failure, or something else? Here's where we're going to journal. You got to be completely honest with yourself. This is the only way it's going to be valuable. Journaling can be a very helpful tool in self-reflection and being honest with yourself about why you feel fear in the situation of change. And then after that, let's challenge our limiting beliefs. All of us have them. Let's challenge them. Examine the belief to see the underlying fear of change and why. Are they based in fact, or are they assumptions? Are these just ideas you've always carried? Challenge these limiting beliefs by seeking evidence to the contrary. One of the things that I like to do is when an arbitrary thought comes, I like to ask, where did you come from? What is the source of this particular thought, right? And very few years of my life did I do that, up until the last 10 years or so, where I just thought, this is just me. I have these weird thoughts every now and then, but that's not the case. And being able to challenge your limiting beliefs, things that are keeping you from where you want to go, I think this is protocol. It should be protocol in your new methodology and your new modus operandi. Challenge your limiting beliefs. Then we're going to visualize positive outcomes. So if you're used to seeing things as half empty instead of half full, we're going to change that. Or you're going to change that. If you're used to always being the devil's advocate and being pessimistic, now you're going to be Mr. Optimism. No matter what the idea is, you're going to see it as successful. You're going to see it as beneficial. Why? Why not? Why not? Create a mental image of positive outcomes that could result from embracing change. If you go to a different school, maybe you run into a professor that is a specialist in the area of academia that you are looking for, but they're at a different school. Visualize yourself succeeding, growing, and thriving in new and different circumstances. It's very possible. You don't know what you don't know. Now, as it relates to change, let's take small steps. Start by taking small changes in your daily routine or your mindset, gradually adjust them. This would be a less intimidating type of, procedure, less intimidating thing if you do it in small chunks, but do it. Seek support. Share your intentions to embrace change with a trusted friend, with a family member, or a mentor. Their encouragement and accountability can be invaluable. So you don't feel like you're going through it by yourself. So whatever this change is, talk it over with someone that's close to you, someone that you trust their judgment, and someone that you know will keep your information, private, because you want to be able to, offload. This can help you reduce stress, but also them helping you or their feedback could also be supportive in your new decision making. Some daily practices. Each day, practice identifying and challenging one specific fear of change in your life. So this is a day that's probably going to be as least comfortable as any of the other days. But in terms of overall productivity, this is going to work probably better for you than the other days because it's more uncomfortable. It's like lifting weights. There's nothing fun about lifting weights. It hurts. You get sore. It's strenuous. But if you want the physique and the body, then you've got to go through the process of lifting heavy stuff. This is no different. Challenging your limiting beliefs, particularly around change. Every day, find something that you are adverse to for the simple reason of that it would be different and fearful. And then go through this process, journal about it, explore your beliefs behind it, and then flip it. Make it positive instead of negative. Why is this important? Well, when you become solution-oriented, it's almost like a force field where no matter the situation of life, you innately now know how to see it as a positive. And you're seeing something as a positive versus a negative has a direct inflection and reflection on your outcome. Because again, you are a creator. And if you say something is, then it is. And that is the way that you would perceive it. It is a very, very powerful change of thought, a thought process. Here are some examples. Let's say you've been considering a career change, but you're fearful of leaving you've been with this company 10 years, 15 years, or however long, and you feel like the job is secure. Your daily practice might involve some of the following, researching potential new career paths, updating your resume, and reaching out to career coaches. These are all different. This is not something that you do on a day-to-day basis. It's almost like getting a new car or more, moving, your home from one place to the next, to a different house. Here are the top 5 reasons that you want to embrace change. Number 1 is personal growth. This is what this program is about, right? Personal growth. Change often pushes us out of our comfort zones. There's no growth inside a box. I was told that a long time ago, and I believe it, and I know this is true. There's no growth inside a box. If you're going to grow, you got to get outside of the comfort zone. You got to get outside of the box. This leads to personal growth. It expands your horizons and gets you some new skills. Adaptability is another reason to embrace change. Embracing change enhances your adaptability. It's a valuable trait, a very, very valuable trait. Innovation, change fosters innovation and creativity. It's driving process and breakthroughs. Many times, if you see your career kind of dwindling or, job market is not where it needs to be, and something else pops its head up, another area of interest. Perhaps it is developing courses and selling them digitally online. Perhaps it is creating a podcast that, almost 1 million people have downloaded. These are things that if you're sitting inside your box and everything's going okay, you're not going to challenge yourself to do. You got to get outside the box. The next thing is resilience. Overcoming fear of change builds resilience. It also builds confidence, helping you to bounce back from setbacks and to thrive. You just have this feeling of like, yeah, that's different, but I can still do that. New opportunities. Change opens doors to new opportunities and to new experiences and to new relationships. This can all enrich the quality of our lives. So, thinking differently is the whole premise of our podcast, ReThink. And if you haven't done so, I'm going to urge you again to go over to Spotify, to iHeartRadio, Pandora, Google, Apple, it doesn't matter, and find us at ReThink Podcast. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do you a kindness. I'll put the link into this particular day. It's in other days, but it'll be in this one as well. This is the whole inspiration for what we do and why we do at ReThink Podcast, because we know that change, if it's already inevitable, why not make it a better experience? Let's be accepting, let's be embracing, knowing that overall, our higher selves and the universe has our best interest in mind. And let's really believe that, and let's embrace change. It may be uncomfortable for a small time, but let's look at the outcome. Where am I going? Where is this taking me to? Okay. All right, guys, 31 days to new beginning. This was day 20. I hope you enjoyed today. Let's make sure we get our worksheets done for today, and we're going to jump over into day 21. I will see you tomorrow.